Hello everyone and welcome in. Today is Wednesday, May 29th, and we'll be taking a look at what all energies want to come through for you from God, Spirit, the Divine. I will be posting the videos for the first half of June. They'll be coming up here real quick, so make sure you hit the subscribe and notification bell to be alerted as to when your groupings videos are posting. But let's go ahead and jump in and see what all energy we have for you for today. We'll start with the collective and then go sign grouping by sign grouping. So let's see what we got for the collective. We have got the Hermit in reverse. We have got the King of Swords in reverse. And we have got the Moon. So yesterday we had the Hermit in the upright. And now we have it in reverse. So this is almost, it's more of a feeling of solitude than the regular Hermit is kind of that period of reflection and introspection. This is almost more of this sense of like exile, where you really feel like you're cut off from your loved ones and you just really kind of have that sense. Sorry, the reflections get kind of weird. So it's just really that sense of being like cut off and on your own. There's a lot of like lonely energy about it, and you're still doing all that reflection, but it's almost like you feel like you've been exiled to, you know, your own island, and that's why you're doing all this introspection. With our King of Swords in reverse energy, this is going to be some of that energy of like coldness and like a weak, kind of bitter, almost cruel energy to it. And that, you know, it's kind of coming on the heels of feeling like you've been banished. I'm having that from Romeo and Juliet. All are banished. That line coming up. So there's really this sense. Sorry. I feel like I said, it's kind of reflecting funny. And then we also have the Moon. So the Moon card, remember, this is going to be about like what is happening by the dark of night. Like what is it, it's like that there's illusions, there's trickery that's happening, whether you're the one that's trying to pull something over on somebody else, or whether it's that they are, that someone else is trying to maybe pull a fast one on you. But certainly it's leaving you with that energy of just feeling out, kind of feeling like an outcast. Like, wait a second, why am I being lied to? And it's causing a lot of deep reflection and introspection about your scenario and what to do about it. So let's take a look then and see, that's the overall energy. Let's go ahead and take a look and see what is happening within the individual sign grouping, see if we can get some more clarification for you. We'll start today with our fire signs. That is going to be Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Let's look and see what other information is coming through. So we'll start with the challenge cards. We'll pull one of these black and white dog cards as the challenge card. So Spirit, Universe, what is the challenge for our fire signs, please? So the challenge for the fire signs, here we have our Five of Swords energy. This is this ambitious, dishonest, like ruthless energy. So the challenge there is you are either dealing with somebody who's like very ruthless and dishonest, or that you feel like you're being seduced by, I was going to say seduced by that dark pull. And then of course, as I look at this totally reminds me of Star Wars, like being seduced by the dark side with the cloak where you can't really see the full dog's face, you just see the nose. So it could be either one of those, but you are being drawn into a darkness, whether it's within you or whether it's somebody else that's pulling you to that place because of their dishonest behavior, because of their ruthless behavior, because of their just sense of like ambitiousness, dishonesty, you know. And so it's like all of that sort of energy that's coming up, and that really goes along with this Moon energy about the lies and deceit, and so that like trickery. So it's almost like somebody else is trying to manipulate you, and that the story that's kind of coming through is it's like somebody else is trying to manipulate you. You're realizing it, and as you keep getting pushed more into that cold, bitter, kind of cruel energy, you know, almost into that. And of course now Star Wars is in my mind because I was looking at that, you know, pushed into that energy, and it's making you feel like an exile. And so almost like putting the brakes on, like, whoa, wait a second. Is that really the path that I want to go down? So let's see what else is coming up for fire signs here. What do we have for our Aries, Leo, Sag? The Hermit. So you have the Hermit in the upright and in the reverse. So a little bit of that energy of like teetering back and forth between like a good sense of self-reflection and what do I want to do? And then just feeling like you're just totally out in the cold by yourself, having to figure out how to get back on track. So let's, since that's kind of a heavier energy, let's pull a couple more. What do things look like in the over the next 30 days for our fire signs? We have the Four of Wands in reverse. So that's going to be some domestic instability. Sometimes has to do with separation. This Four of Wands, oftentimes this is, if you're on a twin flame journey, this could be like a symbol to people that are on a twin flame journey because it has to do with instability. If this message is resonating with you, there could be a separation that's coming up because you do have this Four of Wands in reverse that's popped up, which is about family discord. And it's also a lot of sense of self-doubt about what you should do. How do you navigate through that ambitious, ruthless energy that you're coming up against? Let's pull this one here. Worry. I'm learning that worry doesn't change an outcome. So if you're sitting here thinking, okay, well, I don't know what to do, because a lot of this is like this sense of indecision. You know, this has a lot of feelings of manipulation going on with the Moon card and then with the Five of Swords card as being your challenge. It definitely comes across that you are being manipulated. All right, so fire signs. With that, we had this card, the worry. I'm learning that worry doesn't change an outcome. So really with that, it's a matter of as you're looking at trying to figure out what you need to do, if there really is this energy, this like manipulative energy that's trying to control you, or you feel like there's deception that's going on, you know, trust your intuition and trust what messages are coming through from you from spirit. If it feels like the person is not trustworthy, then they probably aren't, but worrying about it isn't going to change it. It's just going to rob you of your peace now. So it's a matter of what do you do when you get the message from your intuition, and follow through. This, if you've been in this situation, so this feels like it's a situation that's been happening for a while. It's been within your experience for some time now. If you've had thoughts in the past about, oh, I really need to change something, I really need to do this, I need to adjust, you know, these parameters, follow through, because, you know, these cards are going together. This worry and this follow through is making sure that if you tell yourself you're going to do something, like stick with it. And so don't start to make a change and then kind of pull back from it. So you do want to make sure that you're following through on what it is that you're setting the intention to do. And then free will, get out of your cocoon. Even if you feel like you're stuck in a situation, and color-wise, these are going together. This card, this Four of Wands in reverse, which is about some instability on the home front, so family discord, lack of teamwork. You have free will. You can change that. So this free will card, I mean, color-wise, it's really matching up very, very well there. So, and the follow through card. So follow through on what it is that you need to do to bring yourself into alignment, because the Four of Wands in reverse, that it's keeping you out of your happy flow state. So whatever you need to do to change that dynamic, really put some intention behind it and work on following through. So kind of wrapping it all up together for our fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sag, you know, you have this hermit energy where you're going within to think about the fact that you have some of this like ruthless energy, some of this ambitious, dishonest energy in your field, and how do you address that? So that is the message for our fire signs. Let's take a look at what we have for our earth signs, which is our Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. first we're going to take a look at the challenge. So what is the challenge for our Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn here as it relates to this Hermit energy? So the cards that came up, we had the jumper cards. It was Page of Swords in reverse, and I like to pull one as well. So we have Page of Swords in reverse, Ace of Swords in reverse, and then we have the Five of Cups. So in your challenge space, there's kind of this lack of clarity, this confusion, and then there's also the focus on the wrong thing. So you're focusing on the loss. You're focusing on what has gone wrong, this grief and this sadness. You're not focusing on what is still behind you here, the two cups that are still standing. You're also, part of the challenge is this Page of Swords in reverse. And so this is going to be your challenge because of this cynicism and kind of this manipulation type of a feeling. And so especially as it relates to the moon. Remember, the moon is that card about trickery or illusion. So what illusions are being put out there in your space? Some of this could be somebody else is intentionally trying to manipulate you and create a false illusion, and it's creating this confusion. So this is kind of the message that's coming through here is, you know, the Ace of Swords. Remember, this is that loss of focus and confused energy. So it's almost like you can tell that it doesn't feel legit. You know, your intuition is kind of telling you, wait a second, but what's being presented to you is this moon energy, this illusion, and it's creating this sense of loss. So that's kind of where your challenges are, because like to call out the illusion could create a sense of loss. The other card coming up in your energy is the Empress. So that's going to be that feminine, loving, nurturing, flowing type of energy. So that's coming up as one of your energies for the day, to maybe sit in that energy, because you're also, with this Hermit in reverse, you know, that's that sense of exile and loneliness and feeling of like solitude. So let's see what else we've got for our earth signs. Forgiveness. I acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love. And remember, with forgiveness, the key with that is it's not about dismissing or excusing somebody else's poor behavior. Forgiveness is about allowing their behavior or allowing somebody's actions or either continued behavior or a past action of theirs to not continue to take up mental and energetic space for you. So it's about you. It's about you being able to live in a happier state. So actually, I think that's two cards here. Limitations inspire innovations and get back to elemental. So with this limitations inspiring innovations, if you feel like you are limited in how you're able to experience the world, how to experience your life, it causes you to have to be innovative. Like if you're feeling cut off from love, for example, it's going to challenge you to be innovative. You know, how do you either get back to that feeling of love, or how do you change the course of your experience here to be able to bring in things that make you happier? Because, you know, we have a lot of sword energy here. So this is a lot of thoughts. You're in your head a lot. Remember we had our King of Swords here, which King of Swords in reverse. So two of the energies, your King of Swords in reverse is that kind of cruel, weak energy. And then your Page of Swords in reverse is that manipulation type of energy. So you have a lot of this, I guess, experience right now where you have a lot of head trash going on. They're very ego focused, very 3D focused. And with this Empress energy, it's trying to get you to push yourself into a higher vibration, into a vibration of love, and not being so caught up in all of this mental, ego-driven thought process. Heart of the matter, align life's pathways through the heart. So this forgiveness, Empress, this energy is all going together. And it's funny because even with her like orange hair. So you have all the oranges, like that orangey, reddy, yellow that's kind of coming together there. And that's what's going to push you into a better place, is moving out of that very 3D focused experience. And like I said, the key, remember, with forgiveness, it's not about how do you move on from and allow or continue to allow those experiences in your life. Like with this energy here where it's coming up, you know, this manipulative, cruel energy, that's part of your challenge. And there's so much frustration or not frustration, chaos and lack of focus and just feelings of loss. Like this is all very heavy, dense energy. And with that, again, this isn't like, hey, yesterday I got into a fight or like into an argument with somebody and now, woof, I'm totally off kilter. This is kind of like buildup of a long time of an experience like this. So how do you move out of that experience is, you know, forgiveness, get back to the heart of what is important to you. And then how can you keep yourself sitting in that higher vibration energy? That doesn't mean blanket forgiveness of all of this behavior if this behavior isn't changing. If it's not changing, you need to be the adultier adult in the situation and change it for the good. So that was our message for our earth signs. Next, we'll take a look at our water signs. That is Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. What is the challenge for our Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces? Page of Wands. So our Page of Wands energy, the challenge here is this dull, indecisive energy. Like you don't know what direction to go. So there's been the acknowledgement that there's this illusion or this kind of trickery that's going on out there with kind of some of this cruel, kind of bitter energy. And it's pushed you into this reclusive, like feeling cut off from your loved ones. But your challenge is that you're still not being very decisive about what do you want to do about that. So let's take a look and see what energy comes through here. The Lovers. Now, this could either be that this is related to a romantic situation, but also remember the Lovers card is a card about that there's a choice. You have a decision to make. And this is also the Gemini card. And we're in Gemini season right now through the end of, well, mid to end June. So we're going to be in Gemini season for another 3 weeks. So this will be something, you know, from a timing perspective, that's coming up. That it's really kind of asking you, Spirit is pushing you or compelling you or asking you to make a decision and really think about it over the next few weeks. Because you don't want to be indefinitely stuck in this decisive energy. Judgment. I understand that everyone has their own unique path and challenges. So from a judgment standpoint, are you judging, you know, your partner? Is there an illusion related to how you perceive them? Is somebody putting on, you know, is somebody kind of putting on a mask because they're afraid of how you would perceive them? Are you judging them because they put on a mask? So that there's a lot kind of wrapped up with the Judgment card. So make sure that when you're looking at other people's experiences and other people's interactions with you, rather than judging them, you know, why did they do this? Why did they do that? Look at it that they're on their own path and their own journey. So they have lessons they need to learn, even if those lessons don't perfectly match up with you and your lessons, respecting the journey that they're on. Because I do feel like this Judgment is about another person when you look at those purples, because we have the purples in the back here and the purples here. So it's like something, if you're making a decision about a partnership, are you judging them, and how to understand that everybody's on their own journey. They may be at a different point in their journey than you, and giving the person that space to be able to learn that lesson, move through that lesson. And this one is the distraction of shiny things. I feel like this goes with her dress as well. So are you getting, is one of these options distracting you because it's like, ooh, this is the shiny new thing? if you're weighing out two different options, if the Lover's card for you is representing a choice that needs to be made. And the distraction of shiny things could be kind of a warning of, is that really what's in alignment with you, or are you getting distracted because maybe one option doesn't have some of this heavier energy associated with it? Are you being drawn towards shiny things because you feel like you're cut off from other people right now? And then we have silencing the mind. Let silence guide you to your inner peace. This is that comment. This is the first time I've seen this card out of this deck, but I like it. This is that comment, and I make it fairly often on the channel, that remember, your intuition whispers. It's the ego, the mind, the fears, uncertainties, and doubts. That's that loud voice in your head. That's the one that's like shouting super loud at you. And if you can quiet that, you can hear your intuition. You can hear your higher self talking to you, because that's that quiet voice. So if you can silence your mind, the monkey mind part, then you're able to actually sit in that place where you can connect with your higher self. So if you can do that, that's going to help guide you on this decision. Whatever this judgment is and the decision that you need to make, it's going to be helped tremendously by being able to find that quiet place. So that is the message for our water signs. Last but not least, we have our air signs, which is Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Let's take a look at what messages want to come in for you. So the first one we're going to take a look at is, what is the challenge for our air signs as it's relating to today in this moon, Hermit in reverse, King of Swords in reverse energy that we've got. All right. We have got the Queen of Wands in reverse. So your challenge is going to be this like overbearing, selfish energy. And when you're starting to look at this, whatever this illusion is, whatever this trickery is, the challenge is to not be too overbearing with it. But I think also with the selfishness is making sure that you're having a healthy level of selfishness. You're making sure that your needs are being met, that your voice is being heard. Because if somebody is kind of tricking you, and then, with our King of Swords in reverse, this is that cold, cruel energy. If somebody is treating you in a cruel manner, making sure you have enough selfishness to say, well, wait a second, that's not how I want to be treated. Because remember, selfishness is putting yourself first isn't necessarily a bad thing. I mean, if you're always like, well, to hell with everybody else, I don't care what you're doing, or how my actions affect you, like that's not a good space to be in. But there is that healthy level of selfishness of, wait a second, if you're going to treat me in a way that is low vibe, that doesn't feel good to me, I don't have to just sit there and plaster a smile on my face and be like, oh, okay, that's fine, I don't care. That's not a healthy approach either. So let's take a look at what other energy we have. We have the Lovers for you as well. So this came up for our water signs. Some of our air signs, maybe you have a water sign that you're dealing with. Maybe it's a water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces that you're dealing with. Also, this the Lovers card is a card about a decision. It's also the Gemini card. So one of our air signs here, and we're in Gemini season. So we'll be in Gemini season until like June 19th, 20th, 21st, like somewhere in that range. So sometime coming up soon, you have a decision to make. Let's see. So the jumper card that came up was denial. I acknowledge my fear, but I replace it with the insight of awareness. So you have denial coming up, and then you have death. I am learning that endings are merely beginnings. So both of those are coming up for you. So there's a certain amount of denying that there's an issue or something that needs to be addressed. And then the death card is that reminder that, when something ends, it's an opportunity for a new beginning. With some of you, with the Lovers card coming up, it could be that you're at a decision point with a relationship in terms of, is this the right fit? Is this the right place? because we have the moon card, there's a matter of, since denial came up, it's reading for air signs that for a number of you, this moon card is actually about you lying to yourself about the current situation. There's some illusion that you're trying to keep up. But keeping up that illusion is making you feel isolated and making you feel like you're kind of in exile and cut off from your loved ones. And when, especially, for Geminis, the twins, they're wanting that connection there. It leaves you feeling kind of like this bitter, cold, cruel energy when you feel like you're cut off from your loved ones. So there's a sense of, what needs to happen, like what change needs to come in order to bring in that closer feeling, this lover's feeling. Nourish the sacred feminine. And so remember too, I feel like these go, this nourishing the sacred feminine. Remember the feminine energy, it's not just the like, oh, I'm going to smile and just, it's not a meek type of energy. It's more of that sense of the energy of receiving. So not that chasing, desperate, like, oh my gosh, energy. It's standing in your power. So nourishing the sacred feminine is standing in your power and allowing your blessings to come in to you. It's like drawing your blessings in. For some of you, the death could be, if you're in kind of that chaser mindset, it could be the death of that chaser mindset as you turn your focus to the sacred feminine. And trust your gut feelings. Let your heart lead you to who you are. This one, when you're in this feeling, this hermit in reverse feeling, that sense of almost like exile or being cut off from your loved ones, that sadness, trust your gut feeling. Like when you're away from the situation, what is your gut telling you about what you should do? What direction should you go in? And if you easily get swept up in the sense of denial, really work on trying to sit on your own, like sitting in this exiled type of energy, and really trying to connect here with your sacred feminine to see what is it that you really want, like at the heart and soul level, what is it that really makes you feel like you're in alignment? So that is the message that's coming in for our air signs. I hope that you found today's message to be helpful, but as always, take only what resonates and leave the rest behind. And I wish you peace and joy along your journey. Until next time.